Hey everybody, Mike here, Way of Life Outdoor Survival. Yeah, Saturday afternoon, messing around at the house, so thought I'd do a little Dutch oven cooking. And we're going to be doing some ribs today, but we're going to be doing them a little different way. So I'll kind of show you as we go what we're doing. First time I've done it this way, but trying something a little new, just a little twist on doing ribs. And we'll see how they turn out, y'all. But y'all hang out with us and see what we got going on. We're going to get in the house, and while this fire is burning down, trying to get a bed of coals so we can cook on this Dutch oven, we're going to go in the house and get everything prepped up and ready, and we'll get back with y'all when we get ready to put that stuff on the fire, y'all. All right, guys. So first thing we did, we got this thing out, got it all washed and cleaned up and ready. Y'all, one of the first things I always do when I start preparing ribs, getting them ready, getting them prepped, I take my knife, and on the inside of the rib, there's a membrane. I always take my knife, get it started, and then you can more or less, especially these baby back ribs, they're so tender, you can more or less just pull that off. The reason I do that, for one reason, I think it makes them a little more fall off the bone tender, if you know what I mean. And also, like, a lot of people don't season but one side of rib. I season this side too, but I do it after I take that membrane off. That way, I figure it can just, you know, cook a little more of the seasoning into the meat. But that's the first thing I did, y'all. And we're gonna get this thing seasoned up, get it ready, and we're gonna be doing something a little different today. And I don't know really how to explain it, but I'll show you as we go, y'all. Hang out and watch what we're doing, y'all. All right, I got my seasonings already all mixed up, y'all. I just took some garlic powder, some onion powder, some Cajun, and a little bit of smokehouse maple. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on I'm doing the inside of the rib cage first. And I'll show you why. There's a reason I'm doing it this way. Like I said, a lot of people don't season both sides, but I like to season both sides of it, y'all. You can season this any way you want to. It's just something a little different to think about. I've been sitting around looking at some different recipes and doing some thinking, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm doing something a little different, y'all. The first time I've done it this way. We're going to put this stuff in this Dutch oven, and we're going to, I don't know what you call it, but we're going to make a smorgasbord out of one Dutch oven cooking. We're going to make a heck of a meal, I think. But alright, we got that side all seasoned up, kind of patted on there good. Alright. Now before we do the other side, I'm going to take and I'm going to stitch this thing up, y'all. I'm going to make a, more or less, like I'm trying to make a bowl out of this baby back ribs. We're just going to try to stitch it through a couple places. And I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a second, y'all. Thing stitched up. Trying to make more or less a bowl out of this rib cage, and I'll show you why, y'all. I've been doing some thinking, and we're going to try to cook something inside this rib cage while we're cooking the ribs. We're going to try to cook a couple more things with it. I'm just using some twine. We'll cut this stuff off of here when we get it done before we start slicing it to eat. Alright. There's a needle. Get that sanitized again. I think it's going to take a lot to hold it. I just, maybe a little overkill, but you know, don't want it falling apart when I'm cooking. Here's what I did, y'all. I sewed that thing together. And I'm going to set it up like that in there. Alright. Got our Dutch oven already sitting here, already ready. We're gonna go and season the outside of this rib cage. Let me get my hands washed. All right, we're gonna season the outside of the ribs, baby back ribs. And we're gonna be pretty. We're not gonna be shy with it, y'all. You can smell that smokehouse, that maple, smokehouse maple. I think it's made by McCormick Grill Mates or something, or McCormick. Yeah, I think it's Grill Mates by McCormick. It's a really good seasoning, y'all. Black pepper, a little garlic, a little onion, smokehouse maple, a little bit of Cajun. Alright y'all, it should be seasoned up and ready to go. Looks like we got a pretty good coat on them. Couple places. Alright. We're going to set it up just like that. And that Dutch oven. Right in the middle. Show y'all what I'm doing here. Yeah, I got that sitting there. Alright y'all, we're going to take some smoked sausage. We're going to lay that around the outside. I'll show you here in just a minute. Around the outside of the ribs. We just kind of got the sausage laying on the sides. Alright now y'all, all I did is cut up some potatoes right on top of the kielbasa, all the way around those ribs. I'm going to drop those potatoes. I just kind of cubed it up and chunked it up. Pretty good sized pieces, but not real big. I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a second. Remember, got our ribs in the middle, took our kielbasa at the bottom, or our smoked sausage, and then we cut up our potatoes on it. Now we're going to take and put a little bit of salt and pepper on top of the potatoes. Got our salt, got our pepper on our potatoes. And now, the next thing I'm going to do, it might be a little weird. Fix this potato. Kind of hold it. I'm hoping this thing holds what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do, y'all. I took and made baked beans. I've got beans, tomatoes, onions, barbecue sauce, some seasoning, and what I'm gonna do now is take and pour the beans right in there. Alright guys, here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Come on. I hope it holds, y'all. It's gonna be close. Alright y'all, we got the beans in there. I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. Now we're going to take this same seasoning that we put on the ribs, And we're just gonna lightly sprinkle it over everything. That way everything will blend a little bit. There we go, y'all. Got our ribs, or our rib bowl. We got kielbasa sausage under the bottom, potatoes around the edge, and baked beans in the middle. Now we're gonna try to cook this all at the same time without burning or sticking, or hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed, y'all. All right, y'all. Got a little bit of coals on the ground. We're gonna go and set our Dutch oven on there. All right. Now we're gonna get us a couple scoops of coals. I'm gonna try to cook this even, about the even amount on the top as I do on the bottom. Maybe just a little less on top, but maybe a little more on top. I'm probably gonna do a little more on top than I did on bottom. But we'll have to keep this thing kind of stoked up. So all I'm trying to do now is go and get it cooking, y'all. All right. We're gonna keep our fire going, but we're just gonna keep enough to keep us some coals where we can add to this thing as we need to, y'all. Woo, smoky. All right, y'all. All we're gonna do is kind of sit here and let this thing cook. Keep our eye on it, and like I said, we may have to adjust our temperature a little bit, but if I was doing this with charcoal briquettes instead of using wood coals, I'd probably put about maybe 10 coals on the bottom, and I'd probably do 12 on top, just because I don't want the beans in the middle of those ribs to start sticking to the bottom. That's why I'm not cooking it harder on bottom than I am top, and that's what I usually do if there's meat involved. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna let this thing cook, and we'll keep y'all updated how it's going. Y'all hang out with us, and we'll see how it turns out, y'all. All right, guys, I'm just out here. It's been about an hour. It was an hour when I came out here, and I just wanted to add some coals and stoke my fire up a little bit. I've been just keeping enough fire going. It's still pretty hot out. It's about probably 65 degrees out, 70 degrees right now outside. So I didn't want to make a big fire and get hot, so make it even hotter. So I just kind of been keeping a stick of wood or two on there, just enough to keep it burned up for coals. And y'all, we're gonna probably stoke it up one more time. We're probably gonna cook this probably around 2 hours, and we'll check it and go from there, y'all. All right, y'all. It's been about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40, 45 minutes at the most. Look at them beans inside them ribs. All right, we're gonna take it in the house, do a temperature check, and we'll see what it turned out like, y'all. All right, y'all. There it is. Beans in the middle, ribs, potatoes. We're gonna get our kielbasa out and cut it up. And we was about 180 degrees, so we're good. And I'm gonna get this stuff out of here, y'all. We'll get it plated out and give y'all a chance to see what it looks like. All right, y'all. Got the ribs all cut up, drizzled with the barbecue sauce. Got our beans. We just left them in the Dutch oven. We got our potatoes, and I made got this plated up, and I made a white garlic and Parmesan based sauce to go on the potatoes and the sausage. We're gonna try this out and see what it's like, y'all. All right, been waiting to try this, y'all.
Wow. Y'all, them ribs, oh my God. I don't know if it's because I cooked it all together, but even the beans, I've tasted the beans and the potatoes, they've got a little bit of that, I guess, from the natural fat of the pork. Everything cooked together, and y'all, it turned out great. And I just wanted to, I've been thinking about this, different ways to do stuff in the Dutch oven, and wanted to give it a try, y'all, and I just wanted to share with you what I was doing. Turned out kind of like I was expecting it to. Everything turned out pretty good. I could have probably left it on there just a little bit more, but what my concern was I was afraid I was going to scorch the beans before the ribs and stuff got done, but it actually worked out good, y'all. And anyway, y'all, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you watching. If you would, like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Man, it's good.